Good day everyone, this is Cameron from the Bull Trades. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. Well, we are shut down for the weekend and we are ready for the space flight on Sunday with Sir Richard Branson and the rest of the crew. But how did we do today? Well, after being up a whopping 777 yesterday, we took a little bit of a breather and we actually ended up down. So let's take a look at that real quick. So as you can see from the stock chart, we were down $3.49. And then in after hours trading currently up 85 cents. So we are in a holding pattern and we are go for launch on Sunday. So far so good. The weather is looking fantastic. But well, what happened today? Well, we had some news from Blue Origin. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what that was all about. So Blue Origin released some information on their spaceship, their rocket ship I should say, New Shepard. And they did a side-by-side comparison and pretty much, you know, they put how wonderful theirs is and how they dissed basically Virgin Galactic. So let's start off with number one. Flies above the Karman Line, internationally recognized boundary of space. Blue Origin, yes. Virgin Galactic, no. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and debunk some of this stuff because it's absolutely ridiculous what they're saying. Virgin Galactic are going to become astronauts when they fly into space. The crew that is flying on there are going to be astronauts. So let's take a look at that real quick. So I found this video. Kudos to Scott Manley. He covers a lot of stuff regarding space flight and all that good stuff. And he has over 1.27 million subscribers, so he's doing pretty good. So let's listen to his video and see what he has to say about the Karman Line.
Blue Origin are fond of saying that they were the first people to fly a rocket booster to space twice and come back. And of course, SpaceX in response said, yeah, but you didn't go orbital. And there's a little bit of this going on here because Blue Origin are going to fly to 105 kilometers, whereas Virgin Galactic are only going to fly to about 90-something kilometers. They're not going to exceed 100 kilometers. And, you know, that actually is kind of a big deal because the international definition of space is about 100 kilometers. That's the FAI that decided that. However, in the US, the definition is 50 miles, which then subsequently has been rounded off to 80 kilometers. And a lot of this dates to an argument by Theodore von Karman. They call this the Karman Line. And his argument is that space should begin where the forces due to gravity and your acceleration exceed the aerodynamic forces that they would experience in these your trajectories. And you know what you do is you sort of figure out how fast you have to go to remain airborne. And at a certain point between about 80 and 100 kilometers, it flips over. You basically said you have to be moving at orbital velocity to maintain lift. And I think, and this is where, you know, there's a little bit of history. So
if you look at this here, it says the point K equals 0 corresponds to the effective Karman line at about 80 kilometers, where gravity and aerodynamics balance. So as you can see, the true Karman line is about 80 kilometers, and Virgin Galactic does go above 80 kilometers. So let's continue with the video.
I decided to round that up to 100 kilometers. The US decided to round that to about 50 miles. And there's actually a good argument that it should be about 50 miles. And the main argument is that we have seen many satellites in highly eccentric orbits that go out a long way and then they fall back down and they pass through the outer layers of the atmosphere. And they're able to pass through below 100 kilometers many times. But once they get below about 80 kilometers, they fall out of the sky very, very quickly. So from a legal or from a sort of physics point of view, the argument is that 80 kilometers makes a lot more sense. And Jonathan McDowell was one of the scientists who's really looked at this a whole lot. So I'm actually okay with using this lower definition of space. And yeah, it will be very cool when Virgin Galactic actually fly because they will have 6 people on board. And that means for a minute or so, when they're above the Karman Line or their version of the Karman Line, there will be...
So there you have it. That is the Karman Line kind of theory debunked there. So let's go on to the next. All right, so the next one, vehicle type is a rocket. Sure, I can agree. Yep, Blue Origin is a rocket. But Virgin Galactic, they're just calling it a high altitude airplane. Well, that's not fair. That is so wrong in so many ways. This is definitely not a high altitude airplane. We do reach over kilometers into the atmosphere, and that is definitely well above any airplane that can fly. So yeah, Virgin Galactic is not a high altitude airplane. It is a very cool looking spaceship indeed that travels well over 80 kilometers. All right, the next item, windows. Largest windows in space. Yep, they do have very big, large windows, but they're just all the way around. They're not on the top, they're not on the bottom. If you look at Virgin Galactic's windows, they're all around. They're all around the spaceship. You can see all around the area. You can see everything. You have bird's eye views from top to bottom, left to right, up and down. You've got absolutely wonderful, wonderful views. Escape system. Yes. Okay, so they have an escape system. I don't know too much about it, but it says, yeah, no for Virgin Galactic. Well, Virgin Galactic has proved they have a very, very safe spaceship that is capable of gliding gently back to Earth, and they have many redundancies and many safety features, and it has been certified by the FAA to carry passengers on a commercial basis into space. And I don't think the FAA is going to allow them to carry passengers into space if they did not think it was safe. Okay, here's another one. Ozone layer impact. Okay, yeah, sure, we're all worried about the environment. I mean, that is very, very important to many, many people, including myself. And, might add, it's very important to Virgin Galactic. So what they're saying here, minimal. Exhaust is water with minimal impact on environment. High hybrid rocket engine with HEPB nitrous oxide 100 times more harmful. All right, so let's take a look at that, and we can probably debunk that one a bit. So there was an article in The Guardian back a little while ago. Virgin Galactic getting into space has a very low environmental impact. So it goes on to say, let's put science ahead of emotion in discussing Virgin Galactic. The company is developing a 21st century space launch system based on the principles of an entirely carbon composite construction, a unique benign hybrid rocket motor, biofuels where permissible, and very high altitude air launch and firing of the benign rocket rather than launching it from ground. The air launch negates the need to use dirty carbon intensive solid chemical fueled rocket boosters. The result is a very low energy and low environmental impact approach to getting humans and scientific payload and eventually even small satellites into space. Experimental test flying is now underway, and early experience indicates the system will live up to all Virgin's hopes for it. Many leading environmental scientists such as Professor James Lovelock believe it will be a genuine breakthrough in human and scientific access to space in the future. So there we go with that one. All right, what's next? Flight history, sure, 15 safe flights, and of course Blue Origin has to give a little dig again at Virgin Galactic and say only 3 flights above 80 kilometers. Well, I think we've already decided that 80 kilometers and above is space. So there you have it, all this FUD that they are creating just the day before the flight. I mean, a couple of days before the flight. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you don't see Virgin Galactic dissing Blue Origin. They're wishing them the best, they're congratulating them, hoping for a successful, safe space flight, but instead, a couple of days before the flight, we get the Blue Origin people, you know, just being crybabies, just acting ridiculous and saying crap like this. There's just no call for it. Anyway, so now let's talk about Virgin Galactic and what a beautiful, amazing experience the passengers will have on this space flight that they're going to take. So it starts off a beautiful takeoff from a runway at Spaceport America. Now you're just flying around, getting into the position where the spaceship is going to be launched by White Knight 2, and you just get to take in the whole atmosphere, the experience, the anticipation of that launch. And then once you get into that position, after about 30-40 minutes, enjoying that experience, you get dropped and the rocket ignites and the vertical ascent commences into space, which burns for about 50-60 seconds or so. So you're just rocketing up just like a rocket ship, getting that experience as you get into space. And once it reaches space, you get to enjoy the 3 minutes, you get to take pictures, you get videos, you get the whole amazing experience of microgravity and floating around in the cabin for like 3-4 minutes. And then you get a beautiful descent back into the Earth's atmosphere where the aircraft, the spaceship, it just gently glides back home into Spaceport America. And you actually get to land on a runway, nice and gently, rather than being in a parachute drop in a capsule that just has a big thud, and then you have to wait for people to come and get you and all this stuff and transport you back. There you get Virgin Galactic, you land, you go into the nice beautiful Spaceport America, you have a big celebration dinner or whatever is planned, take pictures with the crew and the pilots and everybody, and you just get to enjoy an amazing experience that lasts, from start to finish, well over an hour and 30 minutes, whereas you only get 11 minutes in a space pod with Blue Origin. So there you go. Which is better? Make up your mind, and I know I've made up my mind. Anyway, let's continue. So we're not going to worry about the competition. We're going to do our own thing at Virgin Galactic, and we are T-1 day, 15 hours and 6 minutes and 22 seconds until liftoff. And we're going to worry about what we're going to do, and they can worry about what they're going to do, because, it's not going to bother us. And as far as the stock goes, that will definitely take care of itself. Come Monday, after a successful launch, Richard Branson being the first person into space as a billionaire, tourist, whatever you want to call it, is going to be absolutely amazing. And we can't wait to hear what he's going to have to say as well when he gets down back on the ground, safe and sound. And of course, we wish them all the best, and we definitely look forward to it. I just want to preface this by saying we are not a financial advisor, nor this is a recommendation to buy or sell anything. Just doing this for fun and wishing Virgin Galactic the best for their flight on Sunday. Once again, thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, as I will bring you more great content very, very soon. Take care and bye for now.